Watch this. Okay, wait for it. Wait for it. Bam. I literally just took a selfie, put it through the airwaves, and landed it right here on this beautiful TV like a magician. Now, I don't think maybe some of you are like that excited about that. Now, if I would have done that 30 years ago, your minds would have been blown. But now we just expect it, our wireless devices to just connect and do what we want them to do. And we take them for granted. And then if they don't work or we don't understand how they're working, we get frustrated. We just want to chuck them out the window. Now, in a very similar way, that's how we can view the ultimate wireless connection. And that's the ultimate connection that we have with God through prayer. And we can take it for granted and we can get frustrated with it. And if you feel that way, you're not alone, because Jesus' closest friends felt that way. And they actually asked him, how do you work these things? What do you do with these things? And so he gave a model for us to follow, a guide called the Lord's Prayer. Not to be a memorized speech, but a guide for us. So what does that look like for us? The first thing it says to go to him as our Father. Our Father. He's not just this far off force, but he is a close up personal Father. And then we go to him as not just Father, we go our Father, but then we say, hallowed be your name. What does hallowed be mean? That's the idea of bragging on God, of who he is, all he's done, all of his characteristics and attributes. And then it says the idea of your kingdom come. Your kingdom come is the idea of saying, please come, Jesus, come soon. Or we want to see you show off your power in heaven, here on earth, in our country, in our state, in our city, in our neighborhoods, in our neighbors' lives. May your kingdom come. And then the other four words, it's one of the hardest four words to say, is your will be done. That's so hard because that's us letting go of what we want, our way, and then trusting that his way and his will is better. Now that's the first half, but there's a second half. Almost like a good sports game, basketball, football. We're always excited to get to the second half because the first half, it's all about him. The second half is all about us. And the second half is this idea, it starts off with, give us this day our daily bread. That's bringing all of our requests, big ones and small ones, to him, showing an act of worship that we trust him with every need that we have, understanding that we might not get exactly what we want, but he'll always give us exactly what we need. And then it talks about this idea of forgiving us of our debts. It's saying, oh God, forgive me for falling short in this area. It's clearing the air with God and seeking forgiveness. Even though we know he's already forgiven us, we say thank you in advance for forgiving me for how I've fallen short. And then forgiving those who have trespassed against us. That's the hardest thing to do sometimes, but it's the most healing thing to do. Not allowing us to be trapped into the walls of prison of unforgiveness and not keeping the one who's wronged us, allowing them to keep winning. We don't want them to keep winning, and so we forgive and ask the question, am I giving forgiveness the way that I've received forgiveness? And then finally, lead us far from temptation, deliver us from evil. That's the idea of praying on the offense, understanding that we're in a spiritual battle and there's the enemy that wants to just devour us and take us to the ground. And so that's the model that Jesus has given to us, this powerful wireless connection that we have. And so we need to have a place, we need to find a time to meet with him and to connect with him and be ourselves and be real, not needing to put on a show. He just wants us to be real. God doesn't need us to impress him. He just wants us to press in.